Hi. This is kind of a video that I never really thought I'd be able to make, but here we are. Um, First things first, I tried to film this video about a week ago. Um, and, uh, None of this was fresh in my mind even then. Uh, so this is gonna be a mess. But the reason why I'm refilming it is because I was quite severely sick at that point. I had, um, like a flu-like cold thing. It was not fun. I'm still recovering from it, but you know, we vibe, we push through. Yeah. So that being said, um, I am going to be looking at my screens, which is why I've got my camera over here today. Um, and my on my monitor, I've got my viewfinder. That's the word. I've got my viewfinder here, and then my notes here. Um, yeah, right. So, yeah, let's just hop into it. Actually, let me get. So, I was kind of messed about with my referral for a bit. Um, I can't remember. I think I may have posted a tweet about it, basically saying that I had been referred to Manchester. Um, that is no longer the case. So basically, I'd been referred to Manchester for top surgery, and then waited and waited and waited and nothing. And then suddenly I get a phone call one day and it's like, hey, this is GDNRSS, which is the Gender Dysphoria National Referral Support Service. That's the word. Uh, and they were like, hey, um, so we're calling because you were referred to Manchester. And of course, if you still want to go with Manchester, that's fine. But um, Manchester have had to close their waiting list because of how long it is. So, you are technically on the waiting list, but it will take ages. Um, if you want, we can refer you to elsewhere that has shorter waiting times. And I was like, yes, please. So I got referred to um, Plymouth, Nuffield Health in Plymouth. Um, Now I would like to note that Plymouth was the shortest waiting times that I could get with my BMI. Um, my BMI is over 30, which is really annoying because it's something that I've struggled with for ages, but we live, we vibe, whatever. We're not here to get into weight issues. Uh, I'm dealing with it. But yeah, so um, but that's something to note. Plymouth, they take 35 and under, whereas a lot of other places, I think it was Plymouth and Torquay do 35 and under, and they were the only two that were taking that could do 35 and unders, and the rest were 30 and under. But of course, Plymouth had the shortest waiting time, so I went with Plymouth. Anyway, so after that, I received an email on the 16th of September basically saying, hey, we've got your referral, and we'd like to offer you an initial consultation appointment on the 12th of December, and this was on the 16th of December that I received this email. So I replied back saying that would be great, thank you so much. And then, um, she was like, great. Uh, Please, can you send 5 photos of your chest to the secretary? I don't know if I've said this. My notes are a mess. Uh, I'm going with Mr. Fitton, Mr. Anthony Fitton in Plymouth. I know I said Plymouth, but whatever. So basically, in the email, it was like, yeah, please send 5 photos of your chest to the secretary. One facing front ways towards the camera, two facing either side, and then two facing at a 45-degree angle, both left and right. So one facing left and one facing right. Yeah. Um, so I'd sent those off, and honestly, um, I genuinely think that was like the worst part of it, the most daunting thing. And that was specifically because I had to get someone to take a photo of my chest, and that was really uncomfortable. Um, but it's gonna be gone soon. So whatever, whatever. We live, we vibe through it, we push through, whatever. Anyway, so then came the consultation with Mr. Fitton. And I'm going to actually get my consultation notes that he sent me over up so we can discuss kind of what was actually said. So a lot of what we discussed can be boiled down to about four things: risks, harm, plan, and how the surgery would be done. So, um, first thing that we discussed was different ways that, or different choices, different ways that the surgery can be done, different opinions. So Mr. Fitton does two types of top surgery: periareola and double incision. Um, the size of my chest, is very large, so, Mr. Fitton said that the only really way to get any sort of good result, and I knew this right at the beginning anyway, would be to get double incision, so a double mastectomy and free nipple graft, instead of periareola. Um, so he explained how this would be done, in detail. So he explained the entire, uh, way they do the surgery. Um, he explained that, it typically takes about 90 to 120 minutes. Um, you know, put in dissolving sutures, um, do the nipple stuff. I'm looking, and he's got doctor's handwriting, so it's kind of difficult to read. And I really wish I'd gone through my notes and sorted them out before filming this video, but whatever, we pushed through. But yeah, so, discussed kind of how it would all be done. Um, and then we discussed risks and harm. So, for example, pain and, no, well, so risks and harm and how we would kind of avoid these risks. Um, so, we talked about the pain and how that is, attempted to be avoided by giving, prescription painkillers, but, he said that a lot of people actually, surprisingly enough, just do with paracetamol. So obviously I'll take the painkillers just in case, but like as in I will have them with me, but I don't want to get addicted to prescription painkillers. That's a big fear of mine. So I'm gonna try and stick with paracetamol. Uh, um, discuss risks of, different ways that the scars could come out looking. So obviously it's gonna scar, but there are different ways, that it could scar besides just regular kind of white line scarring. And that could be hypertrophic, keloid, and it could stretch. Um, and so he explained that if it were hypertrophic, it would be given steroids and possibly a revision. Um, but the way you'd avoid the stretching is with, after obviously the initial dressings are removed, replaced, um, microporous tape over the scars. Um, explained that, infection is a very low risk and you're given antibiotics to combat them. Uh, bleeding and, like a lot of drainage is also a low risk. It's apparently less than 1% or about 1%. But the way he combats this is by giving tranexamic acids, which I've had in the past. It's not the nicest thing for me. It does not really agree with my body, but I've had to take it in the past. I'll take it again. It is what it is. Um, he explained risks of seroma, which is, fluid buildup, asymmetry, loss of sensation, necrosis of the nipple, which he has said has not happened in his practice yet. Touch wood that means that it won't happen with me. Um, And he explained that if that does happen, it would need some reconstruction and then also a tattoo, or plus or minus a tattoo, depending on, what could be done for it. Um, there is a likelihood, because of my chest size, that I will need further surgery. Um, especially because of dog earring. Um, he explained how he would kind of avoid that, but there is a possibility that I will need it. Um, and I mean that's always the case, but with my chest size, it is, yeah, uh, like it's not good. Um, so yeah, and then also discuss kind of risks in terms of psychological adjustment and support, which he made sure that I would have. So, we discussed kind of like my family being supportive and if I would have someone going down with me to be my escort, and obviously I will. Um, stuff like that. Um, so after that, he kind of asked me if I had any questions. Um, I said no. Or, well, no, well, I said no, but that wasn't me just saying no. It was like I genuinely had no questions because I know I explained this really badly, but he explained it in a way that really made sense. It's just that I then took those words in, made them into like a picture, basically, and then, like, in my head, and then, getting those words out again, not my best suit, not my strongest suit. But yeah. Um, yeah, so, uh, he said that because of my, chest size, the scars will likely not be straight, which I don't really care anyway. Um, I don't really care about how my scars will look. I know that's a thing for some guys, not really for me. Um, if it's a thing for you, you know, keep that in mind. You can always ask your surgeon, hey, is there a possibility we can do this to make we can do something to make my scar straighter? Um, yeah, so he then said that he'd send me uh the consultation notes, um, which includes stuff like my history, um, my weight, my BMI, and then also all the notes that he made during the consultation itself. Um, and then he also sent, it's kind of like a patient information leaflet, um, and that includes information on how, yeah, how it's done, complications, on the day of the surgery, surgical binders, follow-up appointments, general recovery, and then post-op instructions too. Um, but yes, so uh, yeah, so that was everything that he sent me, and then so that was on the 12th of December. 13th of December comes by, I get an email. Hey Luke, obviously it doesn't specifically say this. Um, this is in regards to your consultation with Mr. Fitton yesterday. Uh, here's a copy of clinical notes and patient information for you to read through. Um, pleased to be able to confirm that Mr. Fitton is happy to proceed with to arrange a date for your surgery at Nuffield Hospital in Plymouth. Um, can offer you a face-to-face appointment at Nuffield Hospital on this date at this time, and then that's the pre-assessment as well, which would take place on the same day before or after my appointment with Mr. Fitton. Um, and then in terms of surgery, It is taking place 15 days after my face-to-face consultation, which means it's taking place on the 20th of March 2025. Which, hi Bela. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna deal with this. We're gonna deal with a cat. Can I wipe your eye? Thank you. Mm, thank you. Anyway, yeah, so, uh, I don't remember what I was saying. Bela, what was I saying before you scared me? What was I saying before you scared me? Yeah, so, uh, 15 days between my initial face-to-face consultation and my surgery date. Um, and then after that, about 10 to 14 days after surgery, I'd have to go back to Plymouth, get my dressings removed, wound checked, etc., etc. Yeah, so that's that. Yippee! Yippee! Genuinely though, I'm very excited. I feel like it gets across, it's coming across, but it's also 10 a.m. Um, okay, Bella, don't brush up against it. Yeah, you come here. No, no, you gonna sit on my desk? Okay. Uh, I know I just grabbed him in the most awkward way possible. Yeah, you lay down. You lay down. Okay. Yeah. So, uh, the reason why kind of I initially chose Manchester is because it's the closest hospital to me. I live up in Scotland, northeast Scotland. Um, but ultimately, it's kind of like, okay, um, because nobody in Scotland does double mastectomy with masculine chest wall reconstruction, um, because nobody in Scotland does that, NHS pays for any travel expenses, so long as I'm going through the NHS, which I am. I'm poor. Uh, but yeah, so that's that. Um, yeah, I will keep you guys updated. This wasn't Bela. Come here. Come here. Bela. Bela. Okay. This wasn't the video I expected to film next. I was initially going to do kind of a vlog of walking 26 miles in January, and then I forgot to film half of it, and it's now the 18th. Go me! Yeah. So, we'll see how this goes. I am actually doing the okay, bye. I am actually doing the walking challenge, which I will link down below if you want to donate. It's for a good cause. It's for Cancer Research UK. Yeah. If you're new here and you haven't already, please feel free to hit the like, hit the subscribe. I need food. I don't know if you can hear that. I need food. Um, yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. That'd be really appreciated, and feel free to leave a comment. Um, But, if you suck and comment rude things to me, I will just delete it. Apparently I need to say that. Apparently it's you know, not common sense to go, maybe I shouldn't comment this thing on this random trans person's post. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.